All right, what's going on, guys? It's a little weird, a little different for the channel, but basically, I'm just kind of going a little raw here with the recording because this was my day off from streaming. But the official Street Fighter V YouTube, Twitter account, the official Street Fighter V channels have just put out the announcement for the March 2022 update trailer for Street Fighter V, which people were expecting for a long time and people were looking for to finally hear about a balance patch coming up for Street Fighter V, the final balance patch for the game. And we were expecting patch notes or a balance patch to come out, but actually this trailer, it basically showed off a brand new vision for Street Fighter V along with some other key features. So I wasn't even going to stream today or do any YouTube things, but I feel like this is too big of an update to not just make a quick video about, and I figured we'd go ahead and watch the trailer. So during the actual trailer, I'll play it through here. I'll have it on a subset of the screen, and then we'll break down the gameplay changes and go through what the trailer actually covers, because it's a lot. It's a lot more than I expected. I'm both excited and scared, and you'll see why in a second here. So let me go ahead and bring up the trailer. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I think we've been ready for about a month now. Been waiting for this update. Using a new color scheme as well. So right off the bat, if you're not recognizing what you're seeing in front of you, let me just go ahead and tell you. These are not combos that were possible previously. New cancel from the target combo. Extended juggles from the EX Kunai. This is like extra V-Trigger 2 cancels, V-Trigger 2 cancel into a V-Trigger 2 cancel. A crush counter for Gil, maybe? Maybe that's what that was. That one's wild. We'll double back to that. Uranium buffs. Gotta have them. Yeah. There's just too much happening. If you had any expectations for Street Fighter V and this patch previously, I feel like this trailer should be making you throw those expectations out the window right now. This combo, I'm going to have to watch about 3 times. New anti-air or crush counter air launch juggles. That I'm curious about mechanic-wise, that standing heavy kick to flash kick charge, or V-Trigger 2 flash kick. And of course, got to end it on the Ryu combo. Now, they go on to talk about these couple of filter options. So, you know, this part I'm not really too into, don't really care too much about this. But they added some cell shading filters, and I believe a pixel filter that they're going to show off here as well. Nifty little features, I guess, if you care about that sort of thing. Maybe good for content creation purposes to get different shots of the game. Use them for whatever purposes you may have. They're showing it here without the UI to show off all the different cell shading. It doesn't look like the background has a cell shading applied. It looks like only the character models. This one, though, is the full thing. This one makes this game look like Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS. That's what it's reminding me of right now. New tracksuit colors. So I guess the tracksuits initially only had 2 colors for the Intel World Open, which was supposed to be at the Tokyo Olympics, and that all fell through. So I guess they expanded on those costumes to actually make use of them. And I believe this is something Capcom Jams. Capcom Jams? I don't know what the title is for the group that does the music for them. Oro's theme, best theme? Cap Jams, there we go. Alright, updating some of the song lists inside the game, more in-game content. So yeah, that's a lot more than I think anyone had previously expected as far as this balance update goes. So initially, like I said, this was supposed to be a balance update. Normally we just get the patch notes and then they drop the update, and it's a free update, and that's it. You play the game. And normally the updates are much more, how would I say, safe? Generally, Street Fighter has made incremental changes to the game. I would guess the biggest changes were maybe Season 1 to Season 2 and then Arcade Edition. And since then, it's been very incremental changes as far as changing the balance of the game and giving new tools and nerfing slightly here and there. So to see what it essentially reminds me of Street Fighter 4 Omega Mode being added to the game here, but it's not Street Fighter 4 Omega Mode. That was an optional game mode given at the end of Street Fighter 4's lifespan when Ultra was released, which was very experimental, extremely different. There's just Street Fighter 5, the final update, and this is the game. So it's exciting to have something so new and fresh, but also a little scary because we don't know how it's going to play out in the long term. And in the era of online gaming and digital ownership of games, you can't go back to the previous version of Street Fighter V. This is going to be the version of the game you were going to play, and this is going to be what is remembered when looking back at the game. So it's very risky, very ballsy from Capcom to go with such big changes at the very end. But, I mean, there's no other way to look at it besides exciting, right? And if we actually take a look here, we can look at some of the gameplay to break down each one of these new combo interactions in case you guys weren't really catching what was going on. So from this conversion, I think this is a new target combo for Ryu. The standing medium into the crouching fierce, that looks new. That's not a link. It looks like a target combo. EX and then the dash up EX DP juggle, that's definitely brand new. Add here, kind of a standard combo. Everything looks normal. The EX juggle. You could juggle off this previously, but that he canceled. Let's make sure to break down the mechanic of it. He didn't link his hands to an EX, I forget what this move is for him, his charged heavy knuckle. I don't know what it's called, but he was actually able to cancel into this. Normally that's a charged fierce move. He was able to cancel into it by spinning a bar from a special move. So that's a new mechanic. I don't know if that's just going to be from that one special move or something that's being generally applied to the game. This one's really cool from Alex, though. Crush counter. Link into the EX headbutt. I don't know if that was possible before. I don't believe it was. But I think that's the new component. It's getting the EX headbutt, and then you can also combo after it into the EX slash, which is definitely new. New juggles for poison. All right, she gets an EX command dash. So Ibuki's command dash has the grounded versions, and the heavy kick is the one that goes into the air. She did not have an EX command dash before, so now it looks like they added a special move, EX command dash, which will hit on the way up to give juggle combos to help her extend her mix and juggle opportunities. So that's a brand new move for Ibuki right there. This one was a little subtle if you didn't quite catch it. What Akuma's V-Trigger 2 currently does is allow him to cancel special moves into special moves, but I don't think he could do the Tatsu into the Tatsu in the air. I think that's the new component there. Looks like they gave Gil a regular old crush counter style conversion. So this was on block, it looks like, from the V skill. So I think normally you have to get hit by any of the projectiles to apply the fire state for the retribution to work. So I don't know if they're trying to say this is retribution or if this is just a crush counter. I think this might be retribution from the V skill 1 on block. If you pay attention here, it's pretty slow. Or pretty, like, not really shown on screen. That's V skill 1, which is not the parry. I might be mixing up the numbers for them, but I believe V skill 1 is the raining fireball that he can do 3 different spots on the screen if he chooses, and V skill 2 is the parry. No one picks V skill 1, the fireball one. But it looks like on block, that forced him into a retribution state. You need to have the contrasting fire and ice moves to connect to get the retribution, which is like his crush counter. But I don't think you can normally dash up here and get a combo like that. So I think that's retribution from the V skill on block, which definitely makes that very scary because normally you have to land the hit to set up the scary situation where his pressure becomes strong. But now it can activate on block as well. This one is big. So at first I thought they just gave Rose like a dead ass OTG from a regular throw, and I was like, this game is broken. What the hell? But what you don't see here, and this is kind of how it is in the current state of the game, during the throw, you actually don't see the V skill or the V trigger 2 aura. So her V trigger 2 is like the custom combo V trigger, which allows her to have the shadows behind her when she does moves and follow up behind her and get really nice combos and juggles and mix-ups potentially. The problem with this V trigger is that it went away really, really quick once you activated it. So the strategy at a high level was if she pops the V trigger, just block. If she throws you once and you stay on the ground, the V-trigger literally runs out before you stand up again. So there was no harm in just taking a throw, right? So it became a pretty weak V-trigger at high level, and all the Rose players usually use V-trigger 1 for actual mix-up potential with the cross-ups of the fireball. But this shows that if you get thrown while she's in V-trigger, she's going to OTG you and get a combo. So this is so scary, meaning there's nothing safe you can do. You have to take the mix. That might be a new juggle. I think this might be a new cancel. I don't think she could cancel her heavy kick into V-skill 1 or V-skill 2. I believe that's V-skill 2 of the cards. This is also the underutilized V-skill. Most people used... Actually, I think this is V-skill 1. Most Roses used V-skill 2, which was the satellite orbs which go around her. So they're trying to give you more ways to set up the cards and get their effects going from a cancel from heavy kick. You can juggle after this EX headbutt combo. So it looks like the EX headbutt actually popped them up a lot higher. Maybe there's faster recovery on it. But people were groaning, oh no, Urian buffs. Yes, Urian gets buffed too, but I don't think it matters because when you look at the rest of the changes, it looks like this game's going to be drastically different. I'm trying to understand this. I'm pretty sure after the normal EX explosion, the orb would return. I think they changed Manat so that if she does EX explode, it doesn't pull the orb back. It just stays out there. So not only could this potentially be used in juggle combos like seen here, it can just be used for pressure. She can just keep exploding the orb for every meter she has on top of you and leave the orb out there. Manat is definitely scariest when there's an orb on you or behind you because at any point she can pull it back in and clip you, frame trap you, set up a plus frame situation. So not only does this give her a fancy combo, imagine the pressure when you're on the ground and she has meter. Boom, walk up, boom, walk up, boom. You're gonna tech? Or what are you gonna do? Like, she can lock you down with that. So that's gonna be really interesting to see how that plays out. Jury heavy kick. Okay, standard stuff here. This is where things get funky. Her V-trigger 2 restands. Gives her a full combo. Hold up. There's also something new here too. Standing medium punch, crouching medium kick. I don't think that normally comboed. You don't really get fancier combos from the V-trigger 2. It just kind of has that suction effect to steal the meter. But so it looks like her V-trigger 2 causes a restand to keep a combo going, which is totally not a Street Fighter 5 type mechanic. You don't have pretty much any restands in this game. And then a new link there, it looks like. So that might link without V-trigger as well. Bulk. Looks like she gets double shots. So it looks like she can do a single shot and then get a follow-up shot by spending meter. Yep, cancel the crouch shot into the EX. Same thing in the air. So her fireball pressure is definitely going to be stronger here. Look at these V skills. Buffed up V skill 2 from Ken. So just, it looks like it's just extending the juggle potential here. I wonder if these are partial charges because I could just be wrong. I don't really know Ken V skill 2 that well off the top of my head. This animation looks a little different. I wonder if they went the Luke route and said, okay, because you can do a fully charged V skill 2 with Ken or just tap it. I wonder if they gave you like an execution test here. If you can land the window on the partial charge, you'll get this buffed up one with this flame, extra flame effect, and you can get more juggles. That'd be kind of cool to see if it's like an execution thing. But if it's not, then it's just extra juggles for Ken. This one was funny to me because at first I thought this change was just going to be them showing, oh, from an anti-air DP, Kage gets full super. Because I feel like this was one of the weakest things about Kage, was his anti-air DP to super, you got pathetic damage. I mean, when this super, if they showed the damage, when you do anti-air DP to super and you don't get the full animation, just hits these few hits, it's really bad damage. You wasted your meter, in my opinion, unless you're going for like a little extra damage for a kill. But then they didn't do that, and I was like, okay, sure, then what are you going to show here? Oh, you get a combo follow-up. That's pretty dirty. Okay. Canceling the target combo. I don't know what's happening. So he's in V-Skill 2. So it looks like you can cancel the target combo into the V-Skill 2, which is definitely new. You couldn't do that previously. But it looks like you can cancel also one follow-up of the V-Skill 2 to another? I'm a little confused what's actually happening there. I'm not going to lie. This one's pretty straightforward. It's a new juggle route from launching Crush Counter for Sakura. So it gives her more damage from the Fierce Punch Crush Counter activate. This one's subtle. This to me makes me think that in V-Trigger 2 for Guile, you no longer have to use charge for flash kicks. because that is first of all, you couldn't cancel standing heavy kick. That move is not a special cancelable move, or I don't think previously it was a V-trigger 2 cancelable move either. He just canceled standing heavy kick to the enhanced flash kick. Does this mean, one, that move is now special cancelable? Is that only in the V-trigger, or is that all the time? And two, it's a standing move. Are they showing off like a fancy charge buffer technique, or is this going to mean that enhanced flash kicks in V-trigger 2 no longer require a charge? I don't know. There's a lot to dig into there. And of course, the poster boy Ryu beating up the new poster boy Luke, hinting at some Street Fighter 6 stuff. I kind of wish they showed off a list of Luke nerfs in this trailer to top it off. But they're showing off V-Skill 2 parry, it looks like, which they've been trying to buff to make usable for a while now. Looks like it gets an extra extension to a wall bounce, which is buff, and to a V-trigger cancel, and then to the V-trigger 2 extension, with which they've already buffed that from the last season. So V-Skill 2 for Ryu looks like it's going to wall bounce. I don't know if that's going to be situational, because if it always wall bounces into a full combo like that, that's going to be maybe pretty strong. You might be kind of scared of it here and there. But I think that's it for the gameplay changes that they showed off, but it definitely seems like there's going to be a lot more to come. I am honestly, I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited and scared. Like I mentioned already before, it's the last version of the game. We won't necessarily have a way to play previous versions of the game, right? Like, this is it. So it looks fun as a competitive player. It's also a little scary because it's very new and changing. But I think this is the move from Capcom to excite people about Street Fighter V for one last hurrah, to get people who've dropped the game for a long time to pick it up and play and have some fun, and to get people excited for Street Fighter 6. So Street Fighter 4 with Ultra, they added optional Omega mode, and people often reference Omega mode as the not even the beta test, like the Zeta test for Street Fighter 5. A lot of the mechanics from Omega mode in Street Fighter 4 were eventually brought into or inspired things in Street Fighter 5. So to me, it feels like rather than making Omega mode optional in Street Fighter 5 for the final update, they're forcing everyone to play it so they can get a view of how the game plays. So I wonder if that's kind of the perspective that they're going with this final change. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be playing the hell out of this patch. So if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Really does support the channel. And let me know if you kind of like this thing. This is like a very YouTube-y thing. I don't do YouTube stuff, so this is a little weird for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.